Hey guys, what's up? We're back for another video. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. I am. Let's get into our video. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. Let's get into our show. Let me go off camera right quick. Let's get into our show. Hey, Roberta Collins and everyone joining. Hello, and hello. Thank y'all for being here, okay? Hello. I see y'all. This is not going to be a long video. I do, however, want to go over a couple topics that I did pull. Gosh darn it. Can y'all give me 1 second? Always when I go live. Give me one second. I'll be right back. All right, thank y'all. I had to change my shirt because I spilled applesauce on my other shirt. So I was like, damn, and I forgot to do it when I went downstairs trying to hurry up. So I don't want to be online with no damn applesauce stains on my shirt. But anywho, we're back. Running up and down the stairs. So we're back. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. Thank y'all for coming back. I told y'all I was going to come back and give y'all another video, but let's get into it. I pulled some topics that are hot topics, I guess. First is Justin Bieber and Usher. Let's get into them. You guys know Usher is Justin Bieber's mentor. Well, was. It's looking like Justin Bieber don't fool with Usher anymore because he's unfollowed him. And that's very weird because he and Usher were very tight. Now, back when Usher performed, was it the Super Bowl? He did not, when he asked Justin Bieber to come up and perform with him, I'm hearing that Justin Bieber told him no. He did not want to perform with him. He did not want to be on stage with him. So it's given that their relationship have had some type of contention for a very long time. I think a lot of it stems with the issues surrounding Diddy, okay? He's trying to separate himself from anyone that's been connected to Diddy because Justin Bieber's trying to get his life back on track. He's trying to go back on tour. He's trying to do a whole lot of things. So he's unfollowed quite a few people. And it's very alarming that he would unfollow Usher. All right. And a lot of people have noticed that and they're like, okay, what's going on? But y'all know that Usher was also connected to Diddy around the same time. And y'all know the things that happened to Justin Bieber, which was very bad, to where they said that he was taken advantage of and some things was done to him at some Diddy parties. All right. So let's get into it because as you guys can see on my screen, he is not following Usher. Okay. Says it looks like Justin Bieber has recently unfollowed his former mentor Usher on Instagram. Says the fans are reacting to the reported move on Twitter, formerly known. Says it, and one user tweeted, says something tells me that we're about to learn a lot of new information about Usher. Says that another added, says that something fishy's going on here because they were like father and son, and they were. Says that the unfollow comes shortly after Bieber was has also unfollowed his longtime manager, Scooter Braun, okay, which he's been with Scooter Braun since he pretty much first came into the industry. It says that tell us your thoughts on the situation in the comments below. So as you guys can see, like I said, he and Usher, they ain't rocking together. They not cool. I feel like he blames Usher for the things that he went through with Diddy. and the things that happened to him at certain Diddy parties, because you guys know it's alleged that Usher went through some of the same things when he was living with Diddy, in terms of his mother having to go to Diddy's home and remove Usher at a very young age, because there were rumors that things happened to Usher, so much so until Usher was had to be in the hospital because of some type of sexual inappropriateness. We'll say it that way, and that is alleged. So it's giving that Usher passed Justin Bieber off to Diddy, knowing what he had been through with Diddy. And now Justin Bieber is he went through a very psychological moment to where he was crying all the time. He started running to the church for help. He was, he was always emotional. He looked like he was really about to give up. At one point, he was very suicidal because of some of the things that he was dealing with and fighting with emotionally. And you could hear a lot of that in his music if you listen very closely, because I listen to words when I listen to music. I don't just listen to the music, I listen to words. So you could tell he was battling a lot of demons. And I feel like Usher did not protect him as he should have, by him being his mentor and knowing the people that he had him around were the same people that allegedly violated him. So that's some fucked up stuff if he sat back and allowed that shit to happen for money's sake. Okay. So let's continue. I like Usher as an artist, but I don't like that shit when you take on the responsibility of being an adult mentor to a child like that, and then you know that they're in the vicinity of someone who is known as a pedo or doing things that may have been done to you, and you trust that person around your person that you're supposed to be mentoring alone, when you know it could potentially happen to them too. So you were damaged, and you sat back and watched this boy be damaged. Let's look at a few comments that a few people had to say about this situation. Said something's fishy going on here, because they were like father and son. Another person said, I have a feeling that Justin Bieber could be the key to fully illuminating the whole Diddy thing and all of the details and accomplices. Yeah, he could have a lot to say, definitely. Says that can we please raise the standards for what is considered newsworthy? Shut up, sir. Says that, oops, something tells me what we're about to learn of the new information about Usher. It says that who even got time to be checking all these? You're gonna have some assholes in the comments. That's, you can't really get away from that. But as you can see, many people are talking about this situation, and this person here is talking about what I was just saying about the Super Bowl. Said that Justin Bieber refused to do the Super Bowl halftime show with Usher after him inviting. He asked him many times. Usher asked Justin Bieber many times, from what I'm hearing, and he turned him down each time, saying no, he didn't want to. So it says that this isn't surprising. Says that he wants nothing to do with Usher, and for obvious reasons, and that's why. We already know, read between the lines, honey. So Usher, most violators do violate, all right, if they don't get help. But let's move on. We ain't gonna stay on it. Shout out to Justin Bieber. I do like his music as well. Let's get back into this NDA situation with Twitch. We got it's gonna be an update. All right, because you guys know if I cover something, like I said, I gotta spin the block on it and update you guys as we get it. All right. Let me look at some comments right quick. It says, sadly, Usher may very well have abused him. Probably because abuse, people who are abused, if they don't get help, sometimes they will become the abuser. And the fact that you passed them on to people that you knew could potentially do the same thing to him that they did to you, then it's kind of effed up. It says, I don't think Bieber is going to tell anything. We never know. And I showed you guys videos where Diddy popped up on him in the studio and he was acting very, very nervous, okay, which is a telltale sign that something definitely happened. But let's get into this NDA stuff, because there's some stuff going on with this damn ex-wife of Twitch, and I'm learning that they're saying that Twitch was allegedly gay, and that his marriage to Allison was just for business reasons only. That's what I'm hearing. And a couple people told me this shit, and I was like, what? Tell me more. They were saying that they feel like the marriage between Twitch and his wife, ex-wife Allison, his widow Allison, was just primarily for like Hollywood and entertainment reasons. So they're saying he really liked the boys, child. He was bringing the boys to the yard and not the girls. Low key. So that's what they say. I don't know. But let's get into this topic though. Let's get into this, because I like to give you guys updates as I get them. Because that ex-wife, child, she is a whole hot ass mess. A whole hot ass mess. All right, so coming up on my screen, it says Allison Holker reportedly blocked Twitch's family from profiting off of his name with the NDA, and says and it was about privacy. This goes on to say Allison Holker is facing scrutiny after TMZ revealed that the family of her late husband, Stephen Twitch Boss, had to sign an NDA at his funeral, reportedly preventing them from profiting off of his name. It says that the agreement required anyone who signed to hand over proceeds from interviews, books, or programs which Twitch directly to Holker, making her the sole person able to financially benefit from his life story. So they can't even write a book, nothing about him, because of course she made them sign NDA. So in that NDA, it wasn't just for them to come and see their loved one at the funeral. It was also stopping and or blocking them from being able to make any money or have any proceeds from his name or his entity. Okay. It says that the agreement required anyone who signed, just right there. Sorry. Damn. Wake up, real. Says the in the upcoming memoir says that says that my story of love, lost, and embracing the light. Said that Holker explained that the NDA was implemented to protect her late husband's privacy. She goes on to say that I couldn't risk any photo getting leaked to the press or splashed across social media platforms. She goes on to say that at the advice of my lawyers, I insisted that everybody who viewed the open casting sign a non-disclosure agreement to protect Stephen's privacy. She also says that Holker also placed criticism for revealing details about Twitch's drug use in the book. Now, addressing the backlash on Instagram, she explained her motivation, saying that my only intention in writing the book is to share my own story as well as part of my life with Stephen to help other people. All right. It says, do you understand Allison Holker's perspective, or do you think the backlash is justified? All right. So you guys can definitely share your thoughts on that. I still feel like she is a total creep. I feel like she was in this for her own financial gain. And now that I'm hearing rumors that their marriage was really mostly for business purposes and not more so for love, it's kind of sort of making sense. She was coming up off of him for fame, and I don't know what he was using her for, but anyway, maybe to I don't know, hide who he really was publicly. So y'all know how men who are down low or who are not ready to come out and say that they're that way. I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, he was probably using her as like a shield, as most in the closet men do, or closeted men do, when they're not ready to come out to say that they are gay. Then you see them with a lot of women, and behind the scenes they live their real life. So maybe she was just this person who was keeping his image publicly while he lived his life privately. And maybe that was one of the reasons why he decided he didn't want to be here anymore, if that's what happened to him, because I still feel like there's maybe have been something done to him versus him doing it to himself. But if he was dealing with a lot of demons, that could have been one of those things to where he was battling, and maybe it got the best of him to where he couldn't live his real life because he's in Hollywood and he didn't want to be judged. Because a lot of people, when they come out, you're seen with a wife, they don't want to come out and say, oh, by the way, I am gay or whatever. So they don't want to come out and put their business out there like that when they are seen and are perceived as a certain type of way. Okay. So now they're saying, I'm not going to read all of this, but it says that according to the TMZ, details of the NDA, Allison Holker asked Stephen Twitch Boss family and others to sign ahead of the funeral, partly made so that they couldn't profit from his story. Is that the same thing that I just pulled? It looks like it is. Any funds for the program? Yeah. So it is. So that is what it is. She didn't want them to have any type of means to be able to profit from him in any way, shape, or form. Only she and her children could profit from him. And that's kind of unfortunate, because if his mother wants to write a book about her son and her memories of her son, she can't do it now because she's been made to sign an NDA. And I feel like that's very sad, because she should be able to write a book about her son if that's what she chooses to do. That's her son. That's who she gave birth to. And now, because there's legal ramifications preventing her from doing so, I see now why she's speaking up, and she says she's not giving up without a fight. So that's exactly what's going on with that. Let's move on. Love and Marriage Huntsville, they've released another clip that we're going to go into. Nell gets to put another notch on her belt for being the mentor, I guess, because she sits down in this particular clip. Let's pull it up so y'all can see with me. She sits down in this clip with Trish, And Trish is talking to her about some things that went on with her and Marquez during the time that they were married, how he wasn't there for her emotionally, physically, psychologically, when she was going through losing different loved ones in her family. Trish becomes very emotional, so much so until Nell has to get up, come over, help her wipe her eyes, and kind of calm her down, because you could tell this was a real moment. So I don't know what the hell Tisha and Marcel talking about. Oh, it's just acting. It's not a real show. It's acting. I don't feel like this particular scene here was acting, because we've never seen Trish be emotional. We've never seen her break down. Whenever she talks about Marquez and him not being there for her, she's more so angry. So maybe this was a breaking point with her actually sharing one-on-one with Nell, and with her having her real feelings put on display. You could tell she was embarrassed to cry on camera. She kept her hands up to her face like she was trying to block, because she didn't want the cameras to, I guess, zoom in to see her ugly cry. But she was very much so emotionally in a very real way in this scene. Let's get into it so you guys can see what's going on.
We separated. I was in a dark place because, you know, I had lost a lot of people. Oh. He was out enjoying life, partying, having fun, just enjoying life when I was trying to get through life. Yeah, my mom and dad passed 7 months apart. My mom went to a diabetic coma on their 38th year wedding anniversary. She didn't come out of it. It was rough. It was rough. And not to have that support, when we had sat down and had a conversation, the that came out of his mouth, he said, I was too close to my family. Dude, they were dying. What do you mean I was too close to them? My sister passed in my hands. Zaria's sitting there watching me, trying to pump life into her. I'm trying to pump life into her. So it was hard.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Trish.
Why am I feeling sorry for Trish?
It's okay.
Don't. Oh my God, this is sad though, right?
No, I'm ready to stop.
It's okay. We don't have to talk about this.
We separated. I was in a dark place.
All the way.
You know, I had lost a lot of people.
Oh.
He was out enjoying life, partying, having fun, just enjoying life when I was trying to get through life. Yeah, my mom and dad passed 7 months apart. My mom went to a diabetic coma on their 38th year wedding anniversary. She didn't come out of it. It was rough. It was rough. And not to have that support, when we had sat down and had a conversation, the that came out of his mouth, he said, I was too close to my family. Dude, they were dying. What do you mean I was too close to them? My sister passed in my hands. Zaria's sitting there watching me, trying to pump life into her. I'm trying to pump life into her. So it was hard.
Mom,
I'm sorry, Trish. It's okay, baby. Don't. You're good.
No, I'm ready to stop.
It's okay. We don't have to talk about this.
We separated.
this is a real moment. Trish is not one of my favorite cast members on this show, but in this moment right here, I kind of feel her on this, okay? With you having back-to-back deaths and very close people in close proximity like that, it will break you down. And I feel like she's convinced herself that she has to be strong because she's had to be for her children and for herself once Marquez walked away and left her in those moments. I don't feel like she's properly had time to grieve because she had to be a mom. I don't feel she's properly had time to do, you know, counseling and therapy as she needed to. Grief therapy, which is definitely needed if you have back-to-back parents is dying like that, and then a close sister where this person passed away in your arms, that's traumatic. I feel like Ken is very, and I got to throw him in here because this is her significant other. I feel like he is very selfish because I think that he is more so focused on trying to gain ownership of her versus her heart, versus her healing, versus her getting the necessary help that she needs so that she can be a great wife. Maybe this is why she lashes out a lot, because emotionally she doesn't know how to and or where to place emotions because of the traumatic experiences that she's dealt with. And that's sad. She definitely needs to be into some type of counseling. And I keep saying that Black people ain't nothing wrong with being in counseling. When my dad passed away, I had to do grief counseling. I had to. Because you have moments of anger, you have moments of grieving, it's so many emotions balled up into one, and you got to know where to place that stuff or it will be confusing. And then you start lashing out when you shouldn't be lashing out at people. The smallest little thing starts to get on your nerves when it shouldn't be that, because you have emotional issues that you're not dealing with properly and or getting help for. It really does work. I love therapy. I do. And that don't mean I'm crazy. That keeps a bitch out of jail. That's what it does. Because I do have a little temper sometimes when I get pissed off. But this ain't about me. Let's get back on Trish. I feel like Ken, if he really loves Trish, I feel like he will allow her to get the necessary help that she needs. This girl has a lot packed down. And I don't think she needs to be on this show. And not because not because she's not one of my favorite people. I don't think Love and Marriage Huntsville is the place for that. With all of the mess that Carlos likes to have on his show, I don't think that he's focused on her therapy or the fact that she is dealing with some very, very emotional stuff. It's more than a paycheck at this point. I think she needs to take a step back from this show. We've been waiting to see this side of her this entire season. This is her first season on the show. Aside from her having relationships with Martell, aside from her jumping from person to person to person, maybe, just maybe, and I'm not trying to be, I don't know. Let me keep it 1,000. Maybe she's jumping from person to person and person. And maybe because she feels like she can't be alone. Y'all know some people feel like they can't be alone, so they got to have a man. They got to have a man. This person leaves. Marquez left. She quickly went and met Ken and moved him in. And then they're in this relationship. And it does have their ups and downs, more so downs sound like, because Ken's having to leave town whenever she blows up on him. That's probably dealing with a lot of grief. If he says something to her in a certain type of way, she's lashing out because she's not fully healed. She has a lot of aggression. She has a lot of aggression. And it could be because she's looking for some type of love. She misses that love from her mother, her father, her sister. Maybe she had some type of close relationship with her sister. And for her to be there trying to save her sister's life and for her to die in her hands, there had to be something, probably something she relives in her mind every single day. She didn't get a time. She probably didn't get enough time to sit and cry as she needed to, or be emotional or think about those thoughts, because her children were much younger during that time, where her son was, with her daughter. So she had to be strong for her kids. And then Marquez, who was supposed to be her husband, wasn't there to help her through this emotionally. And I think that's what she kind of hates him for the most. I think she's upset with him because she said, look, I'm going through all of these things. And as my husband, we took vows that for better or worse, you're going to be there for me no matter what. And I'm going through this traumatic time in my life. And you're telling me that you're too close to your family. You're supposed to be close to your family, especially your mother and your father. Especially if you have siblings. So there's nothing wrong with that. So don't put me in a position to make me feel like I have to be your everything. And just because I'm with you, then my family does not matter. That's an issue that Marquez may need to look into within himself. You don't own me because I'm married to you. And I also have a right to be around my family. And that's control. Maybe he was very controlling. And we heard that from Stormy when we were first introduced to Trish in the first place. Y'all remember Stormy said that she knew exactly who Marquez was, that he gave Mr. vibes from Color Purple because he was very controlling. And so now as we start to see things kind of unfold between Trish and Ken, and I'm not saying I don't like Marquez, but I don't like the controlling side with her saying, and maybe if, with her saying that he's telling her that, you're too close to your family, whatever, that could be controlling. It's way, emotionally abusive, if you look at it. So I'm happy to see her be emotional in this moment. She wasn't ready to fully get those feelings out, because as soon as she kind of opened her eyes and realized the cameras were there, I think she forgot about it, and then she kind of broke down. And then when she opened her eyes to realize the cameras were there, I'm not doing this. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. So she continues to keep cutting off that emotion. Baby, you got to cry. You got to let it out. You got to let it out. I'm not even a crier. I have my own ways to where I deal with my own emotions. But in this moment here, baby, fuck them cameras. Let that shit out. If you got to tell the camera, look, cut right here. Let me go to the back and let me cry right quick. Let me get this out. She need to get that out. And I don't feel like she's been able to do that with Ken, because he too has a controlling attitude when it comes to her. He's controlling. He's controlling to keep asking her, is she ready to get married? No. That's the last thing she needs right now, is to jump into another marriage. Support her emotionally. Be there for her. And when she's ready, she will tell you she's ready. Don't keep asking her. That's the irritating part. He is so... Marquez definitely needs to take accountability for not being there for her And I get it. You guys are going to argue. No marriage is perfect. You guys are going to have emotional issues. You guys are going to hate each other's guts someday. But at the end of the day, Marquez, when she was going through this, you kind of fucked up for not being there for her in that moment. And leaving her there to fend for herself and also to have to deal with her children in the midst of all that. That's a heavy situation to deal with your parents passing away within several months of each other and then a sister passing away in your arms. So there's a lot going here. We'll play it one more time all the way through.
Right. I was in a dark place because, I had lost a lot of people.
Oh.
He was out enjoying life, partying, having fun, just enjoying life when I was trying to get through life. Yeah, my mom and dad passed 7 months apart. My mom went to a diabetic coma on their 38th year wedding anniversary. She didn't come out of it. It was rough. It was rough. And not to have that support, when we had sat down and had a conversation, it came out of his mouth. He said, I was too close to my family. Dude, they were dying. What do you mean I was too close to them? My sister passed in my hands. Zaria's sitting there watching me, trying to pump life into her. I'm trying to pump life into her. So it was hard.
I'm sorry, Trish. It's okay. Don't. Good.
I'm ready to stop.
It's okay. We don't have to talk about this.
We separated.
I don't know, Nell. If you're going to be a mentor, I think that you need to be a better mentor. The thing about this is, with Nell still dealing with personal issues with her own mother passing, this could be a bonding moment for these two women right here. This could be a bonding moment because you guys are dealing with the same thing. You guys can help each other get through this situation. Maybe y'all could do a couple of therapy sessions together. That'd be very enlightening. You could kind of help her through bringing out her emotions as well. You guys can definitely link up, have her come over like you do with Melody. Or did with Melody, let her come over and talk to you because it gives to nobody else. She can't really trust anybody else. I don't see her having that moment with Tisha. Tisha's dealing with her own issues within her marriage. I don't see her doing that with Kimmy. Kimmy is also fighting for her life behind the scenes. She can't do it with Melody now because Melody's made it very much so plain that she don't want to fuck with her no more. She don't see her as a friend. She don't want to know her. She don't want to invite her to any of her events, nothing. She's done with her after finding out her interaction with Martell. So what other woman on the show could she have that with? But Nell. Y'all have something very much so in common. Nell is still dealing with the death of her own mother. Trish, you lost your mother. You guys can definitely, this could be a friendship if Trish is open to that. And the fact that she's low-key kind of family because you are related to Chris Fletcher by way of, I think you said he's your cousin. So maybe you want to have more moments with Nell since she wants to be everybody's mentor. Like let her mentor you. If she wants to, like kind of like she did with Mel and Martell, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, sitting up talking about things and helping you get through it. Maybe the two of you sharing your emotions and where you are and the hurt and the pain that you're dealing with and the grief. Maybe that could help the two of you kind of come out of that space because it's given that Nell doesn't like to go to therapy and it's given that Trish has not done any therapy or maybe she's scared of what she might find out about herself by going to therapy. These two right here can definitely be a great match in terms of friendship on this show if she's choosing to stay, which I hope she don't. But what I'm saying is, a bonding moment. You guys have something very parallel in your lives that you can definitely use as a bonding moment to help each other through on a real note. Because you don't have any other women on the show that can do it. You try to have link ups with and brunch and all that with Tisha and Kimmy, and really all they want to do is gossip. That ain't what you need, baby. You're dealing with something where you're fighting internally, emotionally. Kimmy can't help you with that because she's dealing with it, baby. Tisha, she don't understand. Tisha has a very childlike mindset. Destiny, you can't do it with Destiny either because Destiny is also dealing with her stuff, legal, financially, and in any other way, emotionally. She's fighting for her life. You and Nell could definitely be a great link up to figure this thing out. And it's great that she did sit down and become transparent and open up to Nell because, hey, this is the most real I've seen Trish since they've been on the show, to be honest with you. I ain't going to hold you. I felt sorry for her in this moment. I can sympathize with your pain in this moment. This was a real moment. I'm surprised production showed it because they're starting to only like messy moments. So this was a very real. Thank you, production King Reigns. Y'all did that. Thank y'all for showing that. Because we needed that one more time for the road, then we're going to get off.
I was in a dark place. Because, you know, I had lost a lot of people.
Oh.
He was out enjoying life, partying, having fun, just enjoying life when I was trying to get through life. Yeah, my mom and dad passed 7 months apart. My mom went to a diabetic coma on their 38th year wedding anniversary. She didn't come out of it. It was rough. It was rough. And not to have that support, when we had sat down and had a conversation, it came out of his mouth. He said, I was too close to my family. Dude, they were dying. What do you mean I was too close to them? My sister passed in my hands. Zaria's sitting there watching me, trying to pump life into her. I'm trying to pump life into her. So it was hard.
So, I'm sorry, Trish. It's okay, babe. Don't worry. You good?
I'm ready to stop.
It's okay. We don't have to talk about this.
Like, sis, you ain't got to rush your emotions. Now, I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying in the chat when I say that she just primarily needs to talk to Nell. I'm saying this could be a bonding moment for them. Off the record, both of them, yes, they do need to get professional help. They do need professional counseling. I'm not saying they shouldn't do that to just talk to each other, but I'm saying the two of them, being that they have similar situations that they're dealing with, this could be a great thing for her to transition over into being more so of have a friendship with Nell so that they can kind of have bonding moments and talk each other through that as they have counseling. Maybe I should have said it that way. I don't want anybody to think that Nell is going to be everybody's counseling. Like she can just talk to Nell and ain't got to go to counseling. I'm not saying that because Nell has her own issues, but maybe with Trish talking to Nell about some things that can help pull some stuff out from her and then and vice versa is what I'm saying. Okay. It's a lot easier to talk to somebody when they're going through the same thing that you're going through. It's a lot easier for you to be open to a person when they can sympathize and understand, and they've experienced some of the same things that you've gone through is what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Nell is still dealing with some depression. It sounds like Nell is still dealing with some grief that she has not tapped into or maybe gotten over. And so is Trish. Okay. So yeah, they definitely could do that. They definitely could do that. I can see the two of them linking up and being friends on this show if they haven't already. So that's exactly what I'm saying. All right. But shout out to Trish for being vulnerable. I mean, hell, that's a moment right there, sis. That's a moment. I applaud you. Because we have not seen that. You have fought that the entire season. And all people wanted to see was the real Trish. We saw it right there. So thank you for sharing that, baby. Okay. Now let's get into, somebody said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's up, Tyra? Thanks for being here. All right, so let's get into this last and final topic. Now, I've been kind of looking at videos prior to today and trying to follow this case, but it's just been kind of troubling for me. For those of you that's been following the Naziah case, Naziah Harris. I was watching videos today and I kind of have to watch this and then I kind of have to take a step back and pray because this really started to bother me. I used to work with kids. I told y'all that. So this was kind of near and dear to me. I said, okay, I'm gonna watch it because I do like little court shows and like cases and stuff like that. But this particular case right here, I was just like, oh my God, this is why you have to be protectors of your children. Okay. I don't even let my son do sleepovers. I don't let my son be around everybody like that because people are not honest. And it's always your own family that do crazy shit like that to you. Naziah Harris was not protected, you guys. She was not protected. She lived with her grandmother. For those of you who's been following this story, she lived with her grandmother. Her grandmother had a basement in her house. Naziah was sleeping with her, they said uncle. What's the guy's name? Jarvis. The guy's name is Jarvis. He owned a barbershop. Naziah was seen many times at his barbershop going there to like sweep up hair and stuff like that. But he was, hiding it in terms of saying, oh, she's just coming to make extra money. But he was really sleeping with her and violating her, sending her inappropriate text messages, et cetera, et cetera. He wound up impregnating her and he also tried to give her AB himself. And something happened to where she was no longer alive. I feel like he was trying to hide that. And in addition to doing that, he unalived her. He's not told the family where the body is. They begged and pleaded with him in court. He also has violated other girlfriends and women that he was seeing before, their children as well. A child as young as 4 years old who he transferred an STD to. This guy is very dangerous. They have not given him any type of bond to get out. Thank God, because he is a danger to the community. He really is. He's a fucking monster. And that is exactly what the judge told him. Sir, you a monster. You are a monster. He's dating these women. And all he was dating was women with children. I said, Lord, what did that remind me of? And I don't want to call him that, but it's given that he only wanted to date women with children, mostly girls. And he was violating these girls in addition. So they said he was a serial pedo. Let's go ahead and play this. For those of you that haven't been following this, it's all over YouTube. There's several videos. The text messages. Let me talk about this before we get into the video. I watched the part of the case today where one of the DAs were reading off text messages from Jarvis, which is supposed to be this alleged uncle, to this young girl who was 11 years old. Very alarming. You could tell she was groomed, because I said, where in the fuck do an 11-year-old learn this type of conversation to talk to a 40-year-old man who was violating her? He was propositioning her to go downstairs in the basement for him to sexually violate this girl. At 2 o'clock in the morning, she was getting texts. 2:14, 2:15, 2:23 in the morning, and this girl got to go to school the next day. This story is very, very triggering. Let me put up my trigger warning banner, because I don't want to trigger someone in my chat who may have dealt with a situation similar to this. I definitely want to be respectful in that regard. We're going to look at this, and we're just going to look at the news portion, because I can't really delve in deep into how I want to, because I don't know how YouTube would feel about that. But there are other videos out there. You can Google this and follow this case and look at different videos, because it's so alarming and disturbing, y'all. This really tugged at my heart, and I had to go pray earlier when I watched this. But let's go ahead and watch what they have to say. This beautiful young girl, my God.
Today, another child takes the stand detailing the alleged sexual abuse she survived at the hands of a man accused of killing 13-year-old Naziah Harris. That testimony and new DNA analysis playing a key role in determining whether Jarvis Butts will ultimately stand trial for murder.
If you are unfamiliar with the case, let's get you caught up with a quick timeline. Naziah Harris went missing almost 2 years ago to the day. It was January 9th, 2024.
Her remains have never been found, but prosecutors arrested this man right here. He's 41-year-old Jarvis Butts. Arrested him on September 27th, and today he was in a Detroit courtroom for a preliminary hearing. Sean Lay was in that courtroom for all of it. Sean, prosecutors say there is a clear motive here.
There is, and we're going to get to that right away, guys. This is just like the Zion Foster case. You're talking about a teen allegedly abused by an adult here, then goes missing, presumed killed. We're talking about Naziah Harris, just 13 years old. Her body has never been found. Her family continues to try to find justice in this case. Here are the new details we're learning inside court today.
Everything is in my phone. Y'all have possession of my phone. Take a look at it, go through it. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know why she said.
This is the first time we're hearing the voice of Jarvis Butts. He is 41 years old. He is accused of the sexual abuse and murder of a 13-year-old girl named Naziah Harris. She was related to one of Butts' many girlfriends, and he called Naziah his niece. The teen was last seen with Butts after school last January 9th. Then Naziah Harris went missing. Police brought Butts in for this interrogation during a search for her, where Butts told police everything he knew about the girl was on his cell phone that police seized during a search warrant. You have to listen very closely to pick up what Butts is saying, but he says he has nothing to hide. A co-worker of Butts testified that Butts and Naziah Harris were at their auto repair shop the evening Naziah Harris vanished. But Butts told investigators the last time he saw Naziah was weeks before. What's going on here? All right, back here live. This preliminary hearing, this isn't a trial, guys. Preliminary hearing goes into day 4 tomorrow. More than 24 witnesses already, 6 more witnesses tomorrow. That's because no remains have ever been found, so prosecutors are having to connect the dots all the way. They say it goes all the way to Jarvis Butts. Much more at 6 o'clock. Back to you.
Okay, we'll see you then. Sean, thank you.
That's her. I looked at the video today where they, like I said, read all the text messages off, and it was very alarming. This motherfucker knew he was wrong in what he was doing. You know how I know? When they were reading off the text messages, he said to her, make sure you delete your text messages. What you deleting shit for? See, this is the thing people don't understand. Just because you delete a text message don't mean it's gone forever. They can go and pull up shit in your phone at the police station, and I watched enough crime shows to know that, and tell you every single thing that you said. All they need is your phone number. You're not hiding anything or getting rid of any evidence just because you delete that shit. We live in a day and age right now where they can go and get shit that you delete. They can tell you what time of day you was at a certain place by, you know, evidence. It's called evidence. It ain't like it was back in 1954, baby. Technology and evidence nowadays, you can't get away with shit. He needs to get the death penalty. I'm sorry. And this shit made me so mad today. This made me mad. This girl was groomed, obviously. And I feel like her grandmother and her auntie in this situation failed her. Like, how do you not know what's going on with your grandmother? And the grandmother was allowing Naziah to be picked up and go places with this Jarvis guy who was steady violating this girl. He was like, she was kind of like had Stockholm syndrome. She was under his spell, kind of, sort of. And she kind of viewed herself as being his girlfriend. That's how sick this shit is. She was acting like she was his girlfriend. If you go on her Instagram, Naziah Harris, she got inappropriate songs on there that she's like dancing to, you know, at a young age. Now he started doing this when she was 11. At 13 is when she wound up getting pregnant, and he had to do something about it because he was trying to cover up what he was doing, because he knew it was going to come back on him. I feel like the aunt knows more than what she's saying. When she did her testimony, I feel like she was not being 100 on that stand. I'm sorry. The people around this young girl failed her. Her grandmother, I think she knew more, because all this went down in the basement of your home. You tell me you didn't hear nothing? You didn't know your granddaughter was out of her bed and then went downstairs in the basement for what? At 2 o'clock in the morning? Most of the encounters happen at 2 o'clock, 2:14, 2:23. Like, I'm listening to all these messages going back and forth, and he propositioning her, and he's telling her, take this off and put this on and come downstairs to the bed. Stuff like that. You 40 years old. She's a child. And before her, other women, he was doing the same thing to their children. Like, these women would be leaving their children with this fool to, like, maybe go to work or go to the store, and he was doing this shit. And that's why I keep saying, women, stop just meeting men, especially when you have children, because boys can go through the shit too. Stop meeting men and trusting them into your home and around your children so fast without you getting to know them. If you're still getting to learn these individuals, why the hell are they around your kids? Because if you don't know them and trust them enough, why would you have them around your kids? I don't care if you just go into the gas station and right back. There's a lot that can happen between the gas station and you coming back. We've seen so many cases like this happen. This girl would be alive today if the people who were around her protected her as they should have. She's a child. The things that this girl was texting this 40-year-old man should not have been going on. This shit made me so mad, because I said all of this could have been avoided. And that aunt sitting up there like she getting an attitude with the prosecutor that's asking her questions. Bitch, why are you getting mad? This is your niece. That's not here anymore, because a 40-year-old man violated her, impregnated her. Hello? What you getting mad for? You should be cooperating and happy to be giving information to put this nigga in jail. What you mad for? That just got under my skin. I said she knows more than she's sitting up here saying. She was sitting there rolling her eyes, smacking her teeth. I was like, this is crazy. The family, then when they were taking him to go back out into, to put him back in his cell, the family just burst out and cried. They said, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but they was telling him, Jarvis, please tell us where she is. Like, stop doing this, Jarvis. Like, please tell us so that she can have a proper burial. So now they're just going by witness testimonies in terms of what happened to this girl, what they saw, when they saw her at this shop, when they saw her in his car. He's saying that I ain't see her. The last time I saw her was such and such. And another person saying, no, we saw you here. And then when they confiscated his phone, he had all types of weapons. This story is crazy as hell. That's why I said, for those of you, if you are into like crime shows and stuff like that and cases, this is a very, very good case to watch. Women, stop leaving your children I'm going to say it again. Women, stop meeting men and leaving them with your children. Stop leaving your children with these men. Stop trusting these men around your children. This man was a serial, and he was able to hide what he was doing because he presented himself as someone who loved children and who was trying to help children. See, those be the ones. Oh, I'm Uncle. What's his name? Uncle Jarvis. I'm Uncle Jarvis. But 2 o'clock in the morning, you text a 11, 13-year-old who you know got to be up early in the morning to go to school the next day so that she can focus in school, but you're texting her for sexual desires? Inappropriate conversations. They got all that shit out of his phone. But he gonna sit there and tell the DA in the questioning room, oh, I don't have anything to worry about, because this stupid ass thought just because he deleted shit out of his phone that it was gone. Let me get back to my comments. This shit is so sad, y'all. This shit is so sad. It made me so mad today. I had to cut it off and I had to go pray, like, for real. I was starting to get so mad. Brittany Janae, you are absolutely right. Said this family failed her, that I hope that demon never sees the light of day again. I agree. Facts. I agree. Facts. I know a lot of women out there, you want to date, you want to have your good man at by your side. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you have daughters, kids especially, I don't care if girls or boys, you got to watch that. You got to watch that. Do a background check on this nigga. Because he had priors. He had priors when he did this to this girl. Priors. And he had already been locked up for a similar situation, and he got out. I don't know why they let him out, but he got out and got worse and did the same shit again, and then wound up unaliving this girl to cover up a pregnancy. That's what it was. And I don't know what he thought he was doing when you tried to give her an AB. You're not a fucking doctor, because he was scared his ass was going to go to prison for the rest of his life, which you're going to wind up doing anyway. Y'all. Let me numb your Horanga kill, baby, because that sent me. Go and watch it on YouTube. I can't go into too much because y'all know YouTube is very sensitive, and I don't want to trigger nobody in my chat, because I know we've had a conversation before about violations, and I know a few of you guys have shared in the chat that you guys went through violations as well growing up. So I don't want to trigger nobody, but definitely if your heart and your stomach can stand it, you can go over and look at this and see this case. This was very, very, he does have a case coming up this month, and I will be watching it. His hearing, his trial will start this month. I will be watching it and following it. As much as I can talk about on here, I can give you guys updates, because this case is kind of near and dear. This is near and dear. I hate to see stuff like this. This little girl, her whole entire life was just snatched from her. And I blame her grandparents, or her grandmother rather, and I blame her aunts who were close to her. For your aunt to sit there and know exactly what this girl looks like. You sat on the stand and said, I thought it was her. I saw him with a young girl and I thought it was her. I only saw the back of her. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you saw the side of her. You know what your aunt, you know what your niece looked like from behind. If I see my son down the street and he facing that way, I know that's my son. I ain't got to look him in the face to know that's him. I mean, are we really going to do that technicalities? I feel like she knows more. I do. I'm sorry. I feel like that aunt know a little bit more. I'm saying it right here. And if it come out in the trial, y'all gonna be like, Caramel, you said that. Let's get off this case, child, because I don't want to be here hollering. I don't want to be in here hollering, child. But that really pissed me off. It did. Let me take my trigger warning down. All right, so let's get into this next topic. Then we got to go. All right. I saw this online, child. Anita Baker was served a bench warrant. Y'all, let's get into this. Anita Baker was served a whole bench warrant, child. Hold on. Get that back up. I said, not Anita Baker. Yeah, child, somebody served a bench warrant on Anita Baker, child. Let's get into this. I saw this online.
Singer Anita Baker, who will not be locked up anytime soon. Only 7 Action News was there when a Wayne County judge got rid of that bench warrant that had been issued for Baker's arrest as part of a civil lawsuit.
An emergency hearing in Wayne County Circuit Court this morning. Baker's lawyer asked Judge Edward Ewell to get rid of a bench warrant that had been issued for the songstress last week. The warrant stemmed from a civil lawsuit that a painter filed against Baker a few years ago. The suit claims that Baker owes Ray A. Smith Painting and Decorating more than $15,000 $15,000 for work done in the dining room of her Grosse Pointe home.
I've been handling matters for Ms. Baker for quite some time now, and I've never had a situation or an issue with her not appearing or making it difficult to appear.
Now that the bench warrant has been lifted, Baker is able to travel. She will be returning soon to Detroit to defend herself.
Y'all see that? Ooh, child. So y'all know she's supposed to be on tour, but she had to halt most of her shows because of this warrant that was in place, where she had to answer to this damn warrant. They stopped her from traveling and everything, y'all, because of this damn warrant. Ain't that crazy? Auntie Anita, Auntie Anita, girl, I'm gonna need you to go and get these people their $15,000. Now you done been on tour. I think you got this $15,000 by now. Why you done went out here and got this $15,000 painting and you ain't pay these people? Now then went out here and took a damn warrant on you. Now you in court over there saying, I apologize. Y'all know that's a song. Believe me, I do. Yeah, girl, pay these folks. Let's play it one more time, then we got to get out of here.
Singer Anita Baker, who will not be locked up anytime soon. Only 7 Action News was there when a Wayne County judge got rid of that bench warrant that had been issued for Baker's arrest as part of a civil lawsuit.
An emergency hearing in Wayne County Circuit Court this morning. Baker's lawyer asked Judge Edward Ewell to get rid of a bench warrant that had been issued for the songstress last week. The warrant stemmed from a civil lawsuit that a painter filed against Baker a few years ago. The suit claims that Baker owes Ray A. Smith Painting and Decorating more than $15,000 for work done in the dining room of her Grosse Pointe home.
I've been handling matters for Ms. Baker for quite some time now, and I've never had a situation or an issue with her not appearing or making it difficult to appear.
Now that the bench warrant has been lifted, Baker is able to travel. She will be returning soon to Detroit to defend herself.
Anita. So that's her, child. They get ready to start playing her music, so we ain't gonna look at all that. Did y'all see that? Anita Baker, child, please pay these people. And they talk about, too, how she's very nasty at her shows I've been seeing, child, where she's telling people to back up and not take pictures of her. People who pay front row seats to come and sit up and see her in concert, she's very rude to them and telling them to put their phones down when they try to record her. Like, you cannot control somebody if they pay all their damn money to come and see you, girl, getting up there hollering and carrying on in the mic at these people. That is so rude, Anita. Now, we love you and all, but, baby, we're going to need you to get your attitude together, Anita. You ain't going to be having people come and see you because I like your music and all. But this ain't the first time we heard about Auntie Anita being rude to people. So she needs to get herself together, okay? And it says she's a diva. She is, but she need to calm it down because you don't want to get to a point, baby, where folk ain't going to want to spend their good old money to come and see you. Then you can't be buying them $15,000 paintings, all right? But that is our show, honey. Thank y'all, Bill Wilson, KBR Tyra, and Scorpion Mist. And thank you to all the content creators that stopped by today. I appreciate you all, as well as all of my caramelians, all right? I will see you guys. Somebody said legends earned it, child. I will see you guys later on, all right? Love you guys down. Y'all have a great, great day. And go and check out the Naziah Harris story, okay? Y'all, it's so touching. Lord have mercy. I'll probably go watch like another video because I think I got one more I need to watch that I haven't. I don't know if my spirit can take it, child. I don't know. We'll see. But that's it, guys, for today. Thank you, guys. Love you guys down, and bye.